I'm Chris, and this is Single Dad Homestead brought to you from the beautiful Appalachian Mountains in Northeast Tennessee. Hope you all are doing wonderful today. We're back on the front porch, going to have a little chat. Been gone for about 3 or 4 days, and that's been for reason. And want to let you guys know what's going on and where we're at, and answer a couple more questions that we've got. First off, last question is, what kind of plant is this? Came from the last talk on the porch. That is what we call a mother-in-law's tongue. Some people call it a snake plant. They're really good to grow in the shade. That thing sits under the porch, and it's got some pieces and parts that have died off, but overall it's good. There's one inside the house too, and we love it. It's actually ELYN's plant. She calls it Sarah. So, and then we have some plants on the corners that you guys have asked about before. We call it goldenrod. It's forsythia is what its the actual plant name is, but I've always called it goldenrod because it has the little yellow flowers all the way around it. But what have we been up to? Well, today we've been herding goats. My goats broke down the fence, and I had to reset some fence and things of that nature when I got home. But early this morning, we got up and went and had a very exciting meeting with some of the leadership here in UNICOI Township. And we have a set of videos that should be coming out at the end of next week. I'm going to try to go film them midweek, the first one, and we are going to be able to show you guys some assets that we have in Unicoi County, but are mirrored in most every other county that's throughout the U.S. and in every state and every little county and area have these, or bigger cities have these. So, and the first one we're going to be doing is about the Mountain Kitchen. Mountain Harvest Kitchen is the name of the actual kitchen, but what it is it's a complete commercial kitchen that is available to the local people in the county as well as small businesses. And what the kitchen is put there for is basically to start micro businesses and stuff. And we're going to get in depth in this and the other services that they offer. But the reason that we're going to do that one is because one of the things that COVID has showed us, and yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. You know, everybody talks about, oh, your video will get blocked. I think I've said it in like 20 videos. This is the way in the context in which you use it. One of the great things that has come out of the whole pandemic and everything is you are now seeing families. I know I like to talk about single people and single parents, but now you're seeing families that are starting to see that it's possible for one parent to go to work and the other parent to stay home and school their children and raise their children and bring God back into the household. And you're not fighting a 12-hour day put into an establishment or a public school system where your kids are being forced to learn X, Y, Z that you may not like Z. You're able to teach your children from the morality and the biblical standpoints that you have, or the spiritual standpoints that you have. So, and I see that across the board in every race, creed, and culture, religious. You're getting the ability to teach your children. But what we're finding, and it's the same problem that all of us that homestead do, is that little side hustle. You know, we're making it, but it's really tough. It's hard to do that. If we only can make $300, $400, $500, $600 more a month, you know, it'd make it easy. We would be able to go out and have dinner once a month, or, you know, we could take the kids and do this, or we could put the kids in one sport instead of 27 sports, or dance or gymnastics or piano lessons or whatever it may be. And it comes into that conversation we had last time on the porch of how much money does it cost to homestead. It costs money to homestead. When you can produce income from your homestead, that's so much easier. If you can get an online job, or you can do YouTube, or you can grow a market garden or things of that nature. So that is what the kitchen is meant and surrounded around. And for the local community here in Unicoi, for all of you guys that are here local in our community, there's been some very poor communication in the past on what the kitchen is. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up and show the whole bottom line of what's going on, what the kitchen was built for, why it was built the way it was, and what opportunities you have just as a normal, you know, citizen of Unicoi Township and Unicoi County. And that's a lot more than what you think. There's grants and everything that we're going to go over that you can get for you personally if you need to go in and rent the facility for canning, or you decide that, you know what, my salsa is the bomb and I am going to start canning it and doing this and get it out there. We're going to go through the whole process from the kitchen to the market. So we're going to talk about how you do that and how the township and the kitchen can help you on that. We're going to go through the visitor center. Every county has a visitor center. Every city usually has a visitor center. And what people don't realize is a lot of times those visitor centers have conference rooms and things of that nature that you can utilize for homeschool and stuff like that. I'm not trying to push the county. I'm trying to push the way that you can gather as homesteaders, share information, help each other teach, and, make it easier, make more money on the homestead, and teach your children the skills that they need. We need socialization in our kids. ELYN's very sociable because I take her everywhere. I put her in those positions. I throw her into the midst of talking to others. So there's not that I'm isolated out in the backwoods of the back 60. There's ways that you can do that even on a budget, and there's ways you can do that when you're very rural. You just have to make the effort to do so. So once a month, if you want to meet at the visitor center and you have 10 other parents that are homeschooling their kids, or 5 other parents that are homeschooling their kids, you can get together and do science projects that require a group, or that is not as easy for you and your child to do together. Shows social skills, it's educational, and it's cheap. I mean, it costs each parent less than $5 for a half a day. And a lot of times there's grants and stuff like that your county will offer you for schools and nonprofits and the church and things of that nature. So we're going to go through and we're going to do the visitor center. We're going to do the pavilions. We're going to do Bogart Cabin, which is around this area. And I'm doing all this as reference to the area here in UNICOI County. But like I said, when you get this information, you can look at it and see how it mirrors where you're at and how you can go about doing that. But the great thing is they were very receptive of it. We're going to do that. We're going to do a series of videos. Then we're actually going to go back into the kitchen and we're going to do some stuff with homeschool that you guys can follow along and use and have on the TV, where me and ELYN are going to go in and we're going to do some kids cooking classes. I think we've got that 90% in the bag, and I don't mind to throw it out there because I think it's a pretty good thing that's going to be done. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rent the kitchen probably once a month, and then I'm going to have 10 to 15 kids that come in. It's going to be like $5 a kid. It won't even cover the cost of renting the facility, but $5 a kid, $6 a kid, whatever it is, if we're doing cookies or if we're doing a full meal, and we're going to cook, and we're going to show that and show those home economic skills and things of that nature to the kids. Because even though you homestead, some of you may not be the best cooks in the world. Some of you may want just extra recipes or whatever. Then we're going to do some of them from the cookbook that we're writing right now. If you don't know, I'm in the midst of writing a cookbook for you guys. You guys asked for it. We're trying to get it done. I'm working hard on that. So we've got a whole series of videos that will be out here starting next week. And we'll get those done. We've got a couple of things we're going to shoot here. I am going to give you guys a house tour. It's probably going to be a week and a half from now. I'm not going to do it like I walk in and walk you all the way through my house. I'm probably going to do it room by room. And the reason that I'm going to do that, and it's going to be kind of jumbled because I may do like an upstairs room, a downstairs room, an upstairs room, a downstairs room. But that's a security and a safety thing for us. With the things we've had going on here in the recent past, I don't want to just walk you through my home. Because if the bad people come on and we've already had an experience with those people, I don't want them to see everything as we walk through our house and have a clear path and understanding where they're at. Be a very bad move if that's what you decide to do. But I still, security-wise, don't want to do that. So we're going to do that. We're going to get that pushed in. We set up with ELYN. We're going to go down and talk to Miss Selena, who is the new librarian, and we're going to talk to her and get some things worked out maybe with her with the library for homeschool and stuff of that nature. So, there's a farmers market in Irwin that I'm going to try to get hooked up on. We have an art gallery for local artists that is located in our visitor center. We're going to be doing a walkthrough on that, talking to them and the group of people that run that. And we're just going to have a good time. I'm going to try to show you how you can utilize the assets within your community to benefit not only your homestead through the sale of your goods, but the homestead through the community in itself. Because, for instance, if most of us are rural, so if you're homesteading and you're rural, knowing the neighbor next door raises corn and gets a really good harvest, and you can't raise corn and you do beans, there's a barter system. Hey, you grow me 2 or 3 rolls of beans, I'll grow you 2 or 3 rolls of corn. Switch, and we're good to go. Now your harvest is doubled in what you need, because you may be just on a bad piece of soil that can't grow beans or can't grow corn or can't grow, something else. And this community here on YouTube, you can do that as well. I mean, I have a whole seed vault of seeds because of you lovely people sending me seeds. I love seeds. Me and Jess have that in common. Even though I have literally seven tomato plants growing this year, I really feel, I'm going to vent to you guys a little bit right now, but I really feel as though I'm living on pretty much a dead homestead right now. The extent of what I've grown this year are 2 apple trees that are in. I have a Japanese maple that I need to set for cosmetic purposes, that if it doesn't get set in the ground soon, it's going to be dead. I lost everything in my greenhouse, and I've lost everything in the garden except for 7 tomatoes. I have 2 goats and 4 chickens. So my homestead and my animal husbandry and my gardening are all slacking on where they're at. So what I can bring you, though, is maintenance on the house. I hope you guys are enjoying the copper ceilings. I've got 2 of those done. You guys have seen those pictures posted on just the comments and conversations post. And then I'm actually going to work on another one here in a little while, getting it drawn out so I can punch it tomorrow. We pretty well cut out and got the whole upstairs has been cleaned up and refigured and everything. My bedroom is the last bedroom other than the ceiling in the kitchen that has any real work to do other than a little bit of trim in the house. So that's one reason that we want to take you guys through and show it to you. That's what we've been doing. And then next week, my father's coming up. We're going to work on getting the yard squared away and doing some landscaping stuff that I've been trying to do for our birthday party. For you that don't know, our birthday is the 24th of August, and we're having a huge barbecue on the 28th. So we're going to cook up a bunch of that. You'll get a video on the smoker and all the meat as you do every year, and maybe even one of the actual party if I'm feeling good. Usually I'm very tired. I get up at 5 or 6 in the morning and start that. But hopefully run you through a brisket recipe. We'll run you through my dry rub method that I use on the pork, and then we'll show you how we do and dress up the chicken, which all those recipes will be in the cookbook. Be the first time I've ever cooked brisket on the smoker, so I'm excited to do that. Should come out great, but who knows, it could be a disaster. So you'll have to come along on that adventure. But this video is just to update you guys, let you know where we're at, what we're doing. We appreciate your support. We've got a lot of people coming on board. We're almost at 11,000. I think we're at 10,780 something as of this morning. I appreciate you guys commenting. Commenting really helps, more so, I think, than really hitting the thumbs up and things of this nature. I know something we need to talk about. So, for all of you guys that are there, and like you know, I don't ask for thumbs up, I don't ask for subscriptions, I don't ask to hit the bell. All those things help. The comments help a lot. But I've had probably 20 or 25 emails in the last week asking how much it costs to subscribe to the channel. It costs nothing. I wish YouTube would change that wording of subscribe. Subscriptions to YouTube channels cost nothing. If you subscribe to the channel, it costs nothing. If you join, there's usually a little blue box beside the subscribe. Once you go to the channel, it says join. Then you're joining for, usually a minimal fee of like $1 to $3. And what it does is you put out more content. There is a join section to us. We call ourselves the Eggheads, and you kind of progress through and you get a little icon by your name. I don't have much content on there because until about 6 weeks ago, I couldn't even figure out how to post stuff just for you guys there. So that is the plan. That will also be coming up here soon, of putting there. You know what? I may actually make a video right after this to post for members only. Here in just a few weeks. There's not many of you guys, but it helps. You know, it's I think $2.99 or $1.99 is the base to come on and join and support the channel. And what that does is that helps me out with camera equipment, that helps me out with sound equipment. It helps me out buy the materials to do certain things, such as if I'm doing a cooking video or something of that nature. It helps subsidize that, or you know, somebody asks, hey, can you build a chicken coop or something of this nature? Then it helps with materials and things like that. So that's what we use that for. All the money we make from YouTube to this point has went back into YouTube. And it's not been a great deal, guys. It's been, you know, for 4 years, it's been a couple $1,000s, maybe $2,000 over 2.5 years right now. So you add that up. It's not a lot of money, but the joining helps out a ton. So if you want to come on and join us and support us that way, please do. I will be starting to put out some stuff there. I think there's 6 or 7 people that are on there that are joined that support us, that have been here from the beginning. But I wanted to address the subscription thing because I've been asked about it a lot. So it costs nothing to subscribe to a YouTube channel. And all I ask is, give me a comment. Let me have your feedback, because I want to know. I want the comments. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, but it also helps me know what content you guys want. So we've got some stuff coming up that's going to be there. Probably going to be a good, you know, I would say at least 6 to 8 videos that we're going to get from the county that's going to be homesteading related, back to you guys. So keep your eyes out for those, and you know, I think it'll be helpful to everybody. But as usual, we're going to end this here on the front porch and the swing. So, as always, God bless. Live with what God gives you, and we're out of here.